Well, as Jimmy Fallon called out IP68, IP68, everybody thought it was the new button on the Pixel phone. And that's what you get when you have a comedian running the Google event. So it was a big blast to see a comedian, and we didn't have to listen to Sundar Pichai's long talk about, going on and on, the groaners. It was all done by a comedian. But that's what you get when you have a comedian. Nobody really, I don't think Jimmy Fallon really knew what IP68 was. He was sure it was a button on the new Pixel phone. But we're going to sort all this out today. This is Tech for Senior. I'm Ron Brown, and we have a great tech crew today. We're a no-nonsense bunch. No funny business here. No laughter. Just straight to the news, right?
I thought IP68 was a urinary problem.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I'm sure that Jimmy Fallon didn't know what IP68 was. Anyway, we'll talk all about that. And welcome everyone. This is, of course, Tech for Senior Live. This is our Thursday show where we talk about technology. And of course, the big news this week is the Pixel lineup that was released. We'll be talking all about that today, in preparation, of course, for the new iPhone that's going to be released next week. So the only thing I suspect is the iPhone will be available for purchase when they announce it. None of the stuff that was released this week by Google will be available till later on in October. So anyway, that's life, and that's the way it goes. They had to be first, but we'll tell you all about that pretty soon. You're probably wondering who we are. Well, we're a crazy bunch of seniors that likes to talk and talk and talk. And we come from our Monday show, which, of course, is, what is it, Huey? 280th edition that we did last Monday. Was it 200?
Yeah, 280.
280, yeah.
281 on Monday.
So we have a big show on Monday. If you haven't dropped by to see us, we'd sure appreciate that. Of course, it is a Zoom meeting. Which is unlike this meeting, which of course is being broadcast. It's not a Zoom meeting; it's being broadcast out to YouTube and Facebook. And for all those people I'm looking over now on my other screen that are logging into our Monday show expecting to see it, we'll see you Monday, but not going to happen. But the thing about it is we don't know who's out there right now. So if you're out there and you're listening, put a note in the chat. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and we'll give you a big round of applause if you're new. All right, or we can't or we can't remember who you are. If that's the other, I'll give you a big applause for that. Let me introduce everybody today. We have 3 experts on today. I'm Ron Brown. I live on a little island off of the west coast of Canada, Vancouver Island, and it's and so we're having and I'm having a new roof put on today. So if my roofers start hammering and banging, hopefully it won't be too distracting. It's nice weather here. It's sunny, hot, and it's going to get hotter. Huey, what's going on? Oh, you got a hurricane coming in Florida, don't you?
It's not going to hit Florida, luckily. However, Jolin, I hope, is safe. They're going to get some effects from it,
right,
in that area. But other than that, it's going to go out to sea.
Oh, okay. So you'll
But
be okay.
they say the waves are like 100, 100 feet, and so all the ships and all of the cruise ships that go to Bermuda, they're all somewhere else.
Somewhere else, eh? And of course, we have Mike Lehman from Moncton, New Brunswick, on the west coast or east coast of Canada. Mike, what's going on out on the east coast, and how you doing? Are you got any scratches on your new truck yet?
No scratches yet. We're doing really well on that front. A little bit cooler here this week. We're in the 20, 22, 23, 24 Celsius. So that's in the 70, 75, rather than the 30, 35, 40 we were having last week. So much better for the forest fire situation. And just a nice, pleasant day today.
Excellent. This is the link for our website. For those of you who, if you head over there, this will give you the link to our Monday show as well. If you want to come and visit us, all the information to get onto our Monday show is right there. And it's at www.techforsenior.com. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, we have a lot of people that listen to it. And we're very busy. We have lots of happenings through the week, different shows, and it sort of helps us keep an eye on what's it'll help you keep an eye on what's happening if you are looking for some of the service that we offer. Now today, if you want to follow us along, we'll be going through a lot of articles, a lot of things you're going to be seeing on the screen. Sometimes screens are teeny little things, so it's hard to see things. So you might want to just follow us along on our Facebook page, and you can watch the articles. And the Facebook page, of course, is just go to Facebook, and it's techforsenior.com, and that's where we'll be publishing, or all the articles are on there. And we just let everyone know we do, of course, put articles up every day. So if you are if you are someone that's interested in following technology news, just keep an eye on that page, and we post every day, and you'll get all the latest tech news of the day. Okay, Huey, anybody out there listening?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there are a few.
Dick Vogel, hot, 89 degrees and mostly sunny with thunderstorms expected later. But Dick's from Florida, right?
Yeah, he's in Orlando.
Orlando
Area, yeah.
Right.
And so is Mike.
And here's Mike. Aaron, Miss Central Florida. Hope all further up East Coast are doing okay. Thanks, Mike. I got your article that you sent me this morning. Good one. We'll talk about that in a moment. Edie Taylor Richards, going to mid-90s with possible thunderstorms in Prescott, Arizona. Betty, hi back from Clearwater, Florida. It's quite warm. Gary Bowden from Victoria, warm weather is back. Forecast is 26 degrees today. Yes, it is. It's going to be a hot one. Excellent. And Elva Roy, Arlington, Texas, my first YouTube live with you guys. Enjoy the Monday Zoom meetings. Let's give her a big hand. She's our first time here. Good, excellent. Hopefully, that's great. Hopefully we'll have some news for you. Anyway, hope you enjoy the next hour with us. That's great, super duper. Okay. Should we get on with the show, as they say?
We a lot of things to cover today.
Okay. All right. Let me bring up my images here. So the first thing, of course, we want to talk about today is we're going to talk about the Pixel lineup, and we're going to talk about the Pixel phones. The new one, the phones were released yesterday. Although they're not available till later in October, so even if you want one, you can't have one. But they of course are the Pixel 10, the Pixel 10 Pro, the Pixel, and also the Pixel Pro XL, and we'll talk about their folding phone as well. Now, the reason I put this up, these are Canadian prices, but one of the things that I will tell you, we'll be talking about the Pixel 10 series now. But the 9A is, I think, one of the best phones on the market, and it is still available at a reduced. And I think this is $500 Canadian, so there'd probably be around just under $400 US. This is a heck of a phone. So if you are in the market for a new phone and you don't want to spend the bigger dollars for the current model, the 9A is still available and an excellent choice. So let's just have
I know
a look.
somebody did order one, and they said they're going to get it next week. The Pixel 10 Pro.
I doubt. Well, I'd be very surprised. I know that they're on the Canadian side. They're offering a big discount now, and you get a credit of about $250. That's the other thing. I'm not sure about the US side, but on the Canadian side, is if you order a Pixel phone now, you'll get a store credit of $250. So it might be a good idea to order it through the Pixel store rather than ordering at Best Buy, unless you get some sort of deal as well. But I'm surprised at that. It didn't seem to. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. All right, so let's talk about the Pixel 10. Is so they position the Pixel 10. Let me just actually put this at the bottom. We talked about this earlier. Let me just let's put these down there. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
That might make it easier for people. We'll put them on the bottom. So the Google positions the Pixel 10 as a true AI phone, pushing ahead of Apple's expected iPhone 17 reveal, which of course will be next week. This has a new Tensor G5 chip that powers the device, the Gemini Nano, and AI features. Now, so this one of the big difference between the Pixel 9 and the Pixel 10, of course, is this chip, and the Tensor 4 chip was made by Samsung, and the G5 chip is made by a company called Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, or TSM. So they've changed, although it's still designed in-house by Google. The TSM chip has some potential benefit, and certainly longer power, less overheating, and longer. The battery life should be longer with this new chip. So they have changed. Historically, it's always been Samsung chips that have been powering it. This will be TSM, so it's different. Visual overlays. Gemini Live can see through the camera and highlight on-screen elements to guide you. So again, you can be talking. One of the demos they did was they held the camera up, and as you're talking to AI, you're just turning the camera around, and it's talking to you and can see where and offering suggestions. It has, of course, the Magic Queue, a proactive assistant surfacing context-aware suggestions inside Gmail, calendar, messages, screenshots, and personalizing daily hub launches. So it's going to actually be able to coax you on suggestions. So if you are writing a Gmail, for example, it's going to help you write it but it's going to be basing that on your past experience with other Gmails that it's cataloged. So it can be more predictive on what you want. It's supposed to be more of a personalized digital assistant that you're going to have in your hands. Got that idea, guys? I mean, does that make sense? They're trying to really make this a personal sort of
Be interesting to see how it works. And if
Yeah,
it
yeah,
does,
yeah. Well, we'll see how this all works out. Now let's have a look here. And now, cool feature on the camera coach, but the AI takes screenshot composition and picks the best frame from up to 150 images. So it's also going to tell you where to put the camera, how to when you're going to take a picture and you're holding the camera up, it'll say no, move down a bit, move to the left, and zoom in, zoom out, and it's going to give you some suggestions on how to improve the picture. And again, ask photos. You'll be able to fix the photo by just saying, "Hey, fix the lighting, reframe it, do whatever," and it will be able to just ask it to change the picture, and it will do that for you. These are all AI features that are built in. Now, this has C2PA support, first pixels to embed content, edits for AI touched photos, voice translate for calls. This has been on other Pixels. So this is pretty cool when they had people talking back and forth between two conversations, and it was seamlessly translated. So that even is getting better. Take a message, miss, decline calls, give transcripts plus suggested next steps, ties, and so on and so forth. So some new features there. So this is a graph of the differences between the three. As you can see, this is the Pixel 9, the Pixel 10. So we'll see the difference in chips here, and of course this gives the Pixel 10 gains better AI efficiency. Battery wise, slightly longer. Camera, of course, the new feature on the Pixel 10 cameras, of course, it will have a triple lens, and the third lens will be a telephoto lens with pretty impressive zooming capability. So the Pixel 9 and the Pixel that I have two lenses. The Pixel 10s will have three. One of them will be a very strong telephoto lens. Displays, little bit brighter. The display on the 9 was 2700 nits. This is going up to 3000 nits, which is a little bit brighter. And of course, we talked about some of those features. Charging, of course, will be new. It'll be a Q2 wireless charger, and it's going to be actually a magnetic charger, and it will be 30 watts instead of the 27 watts. So it's going to have fast magnetic charging.
We can't see that bottom line because of the pictures. Go ahead and switch that.
We can just do that.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it'll change it. Sort of cool, eh? All right, I want to get on and look at a couple of other ones now. Let's go over here, and we're going to come back. Now the Pixel, they announced, of course, the Pixel Fold. So we're now going to have a Pixel Fold that's going to be out. Again, this won't be out till later on in the year, and it's going to be a little bit less money than the Samsung Fold. And we can bring this up, and if we come over here,
it's still a lot of money for a phone.
Yeah, it is, but it's interesting. The Samsung Fold has been very popular, so there's a lot of things happening there. Durability, so Pixel is going to come in a little bit cheaper. The Pixel Fold will be about $300 or $400 less. It's going to have IP68. It's going to have a gearless hinge. Samsung has a lot of robust hinges. It's going to be a little bit lighter than a little bit heavier than the Samsung, and the display size will be about the same, and it's got a different chipset, and it'll be just a little bit cheaper. So the Pixel will be just a little bit cheaper than the Samsung. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. But it is so they have announced that, but again, not available till later on. Let's just. I want to just to talk a little bit about the. What do we got? A couple of minutes left. I just want to do a little bit about the watch. We'll do the. Let's do the watch here. I think out of all the stuff, and we're not talking about the earbuds, but they also brought out new earbuds. But the watch is the Pixel Watch 4 is probably out of all the ones that I've looked at was most interesting, and they've actually made a lot of changes to the watch, and you may want to consider buying a new the Pixel Watch 4, which this is, and it's got some new features. Let's just bring up the next slide here. It has a domed 360 display, so it actually sits up, so that there's a dome over the watch, which gives it sort of a 360 look when you look at it. So they've changed the physical size of it, and it has an impressive 3,000 nits. Like, it's really, really bright. And it even has, with continuous display, it has pretty good battery life. Offers up to 30 hours of charging on the 41 millimeter and 40 hours on the 45 millimeter with always on display. So that's pretty good, because most of the time when you're getting times like that, it's not with always on display. And it's powered it's powered by the Snapdragon Gen 2 chip. And so it's there, and it's something to look at. I think that out of all the devices, this was the most updated and most interesting that we have. So have a look at that. The other thing that's nice about the Pixel Watch is it works on any device. So it works on Samsung phone. It works on it even works on an iPhone, right? So it works on all the devices. So it's sort of cool. Give it a thought if you're interested in a watch. I'll be going into this in more detail later when we look at some of the health benefits, particularly for seniors, using some of the cardiac components and monitoring from that. I'll be doing some videos about that. All right, Huey, before we get on to the news, any other comments? Mike Saunders says 21 degrees, high cloud. Just one?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to reset here, so just give me a second.
Okay.
Screen.
We'll get that organized.
There we go.
There you go. Excellent.
The first article is mine. These are the 6 most common scam types in 2025 so far. There are 6 of them, and it explains what they are. I almost, I shouldn't say I almost, because I didn't, but I had an issue with it. I did get, somebody deposited a penny in my PayPal account as change for the $499 that they said I purchased something from them, which I did not. And so I went to my PayPal account, and sure enough, it's there in the 1 cent deposit. It's saying that I purchased something for $4.99, but there was no purchase. But they had a phone number in there to call if you had any questions about it, and that wasn't PayPal. So it was a scam.
For 1 cent. So 1 cent it cost them to get you to.
Yep. And I did contact PayPal, and they checked it, and they said, basically, nothing. You weren't hurt, so we're not going to do anything.
All right. Okay. Interesting.
So let's see here. The Webb telescope. I've talked about. There's a couple of things going on in space that I just find so interesting, and the Webb telescope spotted a new moon orbiting Uranus. It's estimated to be only 6 miles wide. Not very big moon, but they're discovering more and more about deep space and other galaxies and so on with a couple of the satellites that are out there. One of them's been out there for like, what, 15, 10 or 15 years, something like that. And it keeps going farther and farther. And they're getting answers to questions they didn't know they needed.
Huey, could you just refresh? I think you missed. I posted one that Mike. I posted one that Mike sent up, and it was probably, if you just refresh, it's probably going to be at the top.
Well, it's not so easy to do the way I've got it set up. So.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Well, here,
take me off. Take me off. And,
yeah, I'll put myself on. Share screen.
Whoops, I hit the wrong thing here.
Okay, this was the one that Mike sent me, and this was just if you have a Chrome extension installed, and the Chrome extension is freevpn.1. This is bad. This is scam spyware. You should immediately delete it and get out of there. And I guess this brings up what Huey and I have talked about for many years. There's no such thing as a free VPN. It's not possible. If it says free in there and says VPN in the same word, avoid it like the plague. There is no such thing as a free VPN. And so this is a worrisome thing right off the back when it says free VPN1, free VPN for Chrome. So this is a Chrome extension, and you should not be using it. And thank you, Mike, for sending that in.
Okay, come on back to me then.
Yeah, we'll put you back on. I'll take this off. And we'll put you back on. I think that's you.
AI chatbots do way more than just searching the web. From makeuseof.com, all chatbots do way more than just searching the web. And so it's search is the least interesting of anything that the author's AI chatbot does for me. So it goes into some detail of things that you can do with chatbots, not just searching the web. And there's a lot of things you can do. And I've been playing and trying some different things, including creating images and putting lists together and putting scripts together for some of the videos and so on. So there's quite a bit you can do now with the chatbots. The next phishing scam might start in an AI search result. So apparently the bad guys are learning how to use AI now. So be careful. And this I found was interesting. The author of this article says, I checked my SSD's health, and here's what the numbers are telling me. And basically there is some software that you can check your SSD, and it'll give you an idea of the health of the SSD card. And I haven't tried it yet. I just saw this yesterday, but I'm definitely going to look at the software and check it and try it and see what it tells me. And Paul Thurrott, I can't remember when it was, but I recently told you how you could get his books on the Windows 11 field guide, the Windows 10 field guide. You can get them for nothing. Well, his new Thurrott book, new podcast, and a new newsletter. So he's making some changes, and he's going to try to make one book and just make some small updates instead of what he's been doing. And it's going to be on the 25H2, which isn't out yet. So that's coming. And PC Magazine's got an article on the US Pixel phones. So was this you, Ron? Yeah,
it was me. So what is also going to take place with the new Pixel phones is in the US, it will only have an eSIM. Same as the iPhones, they only have in the United States only have eSIMs. So there will not be any physical SIM slots in there. So it will be eSIM only, which will make it easier if you're moving from phone to phone. It's easier to switch the eSIMs. But the new Pixel phones will only have an eSIM and no SIM card slots. Well, there's this was an interesting article. Just let you know there's a lot of debate about Jimmy Kimmel and the Jimmy Fallon and the having a comedian do the launch, and what the whole point of these launches are. And so there's a whole debate about what's going to transpire in the future as far as these launches go. And I'm not sure we're going to be seeing. Well, I don't know what's going to happen, but there's a lot of talk about this, so it's funny.
Didn't Jay Leno do one for Microsoft?
I don't remember, but
yeah.
And it's well, anyway, you had to watch the show, and really, when you watched the show yesterday, I mean, if you were there and didn't know much about technology, it was sort of entertaining. But he's an entertainer, right? But the people there that were serious about really technology stuff, it was a little hokey, right? So anyway, I don't know. Well, not above my pay. New ESPN's new streaming app for cord cutters.
I don't see that. The next one is Google's new Pixel claims AI superiority over the iPhone. Is the next one.
Is that the next one, or am I missing that? Okay, is that mine?
That's yours. Yep.
Okay, I'm not getting. Okay, so you've got that. All right, so let's just bring it down. New claim. So we will be seeing. Of course, next week. Of course, we'll have the new iPhone that we'll be reviewing, and of course, the question is what's better, Pixel or iPhone, right? So I guess and they're already making a lot of big deal out of this. And really where Google sort of really tried to make the iPhone 10, which of course really isn't a lot different than the 9. I mean, there's some differences. They really tried to make this a software AI cozy phone for you that hasn't done it yet, that's going to do a lot of personalized features for you. And really it's going to be a software sort of phone. And so we'll see now, of course, the iPhone, which is lagging way behind in AI software, is coming out next week. So wait and see.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm noticing, that it wasn't too long ago, the top of the line phones were in the $1,000 range. Now they're in the $2,000 range. And a $2,000 phone, for as long as we keep them, which is usually at the most 2 years, that's $1,000 a year. That's $100 a month.
Yeah, but that's not entirely true, because the 9A, the 9A, which is still a pretty good flagship phone, the Pixel 9A is $300 or $400, depending on, that's a very reasonable phone. And the 9 still is, I don't know what it is in Canada. I think the 9 is just under is $800 or $900 now. So we're not in the $2,000 range.
Yeah, we've got a lot of our people, though. A lot of our followers are FOMOs, FOMO, fear of missing out, and they want to have that big, expensive unit. Right. And it's getting expensive to have that expensive unit.
But you really are buying a computer, right?
Absolutely, but it's still a very small computer.
You got to bring it. Can you zoom out just a little bit on your?
No. As soon as I do that, I get 2 columns and it's too small.
Oh, okay.
I can do this though.
That's it. Perfect. That's it.
Yeah,
Meta freezes AI hiring, calling it basic organistic planning. Remember when Mark Zuckerberg was going around giving billions of dollars to AI engineers last week? Well, they sort of thought we're just gonna cool this a little. So they've decided that maybe this isn't quite, or maybe he got all the guys that wanted to come over. I don't know. But anyway, things are cooling off a little bit in the AI department. So if you're thinking of jumping ship, you might want to just cool things off.
I think I saw where Microsoft's now doing it.
Yeah.
Same
Oh,
money.
is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh, here's the ESPN. Yeah. So if you, I don't use ESPN, but this is a brand new app they just came out with. This is their new streaming app for your phone. If you are an ESPN user, I just want to let you know that it's available, and you should probably get it. Try it.
Well, there's a lot of things going on in streaming right now. A lot of the streaming channels are going away and merging. There used to be a whole bunch of HBO channels. Well, they're doing away with a lot of them. The HBO East, the HBO this, the HBO that are going away, and the Max, and now it's HBO Max is going to be just one service. And same thing with the sports. Baseball, the Major League Baseball, MLB, is kind of up in the air who's going to have the contract, but it's between ESPN and I can't remember which of the networks, and it might be one, it might be the other, and it might be split between them. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on there. Sports is a very expensive proposition. If you're if you follow sports and want to have the weekly games, no matter what sport it is, you're paying pretty dearly for some of those services. Got to pay those $1 million players a lot of money, so they got to take in a lot.
What do you think of my new glasses?
Wow. Tell us about it.
Well, it's anyway, this is jaw-dropping move revealed. Zuckerberg unleashes radical device to replace smartphones and send shockwaves across global tech landscapes. That was the article. And so of course I think that the thing that when you look at those glasses, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm not going to wear those, right? This is a bit crazy. But I will tell you that our national news service, CBC, had a big part of their news broadcast last night was all about AI glasses. And it is amazing the popularity of AI glasses. It is huge. And of course, they have had, Facebook has had, or Meta's had an enormous success with their Ray-Ban AI glasses, and it is really big success. I mean, it's been a financial boom for them, and the Ray-Ban have been very, very successful. There's a plethora of other companies now that have incorporated AI into glasses, and some of them you can't even tell, like they're completely normal glasses, and you'd have to really look hard for them to get it there. And this is going, I think, a lot of people, I mean, it's a lot like probably 10 years ago, Huey, you and I'd be saying, smartphones, that's a good idea. You should maybe get a smartphone, right? And now we're saying, like, who doesn't have a smartphone? And I'm going to say to you now, I think this is the new frontier. People like these types of devices, and the potential of I'm not just saying it could. I guess it's, who knows how this will work, about replacing your smartphone with all the devices in these glasses. Is everyone wears glasses? Glasses are very common, and you don't have to hold them. You don't have to cart them around in a holder and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be cool, and I understand all the concerns people have, but I think this is not just fluff that's going to go away. I think this is a serious play, and it's going to change. And I think you and I, Hugh, I'm going to make you a bet. I'm going to make you a bet in another year, maybe year and a half, you and I will have these glasses. I bet you that's going to happen. You wait.
And I did see an article, Apple tried to get in on the glasses a little bit different, about $3,500 a pair. And they're having a lot of problems selling them. And there's been some discussion they may even give up the project.
Well, or adapt it to something else. But the Ray-Bans,
Yeah.
the Meta Ray-Bans are $300 or $400 at Costco, right? I mean, so they're quite reasonably priced. So it's not going to be difficult. I saw an older. So Elvis says I saw an older female was wearing the Ray-Ban Meta glasses and she loved them. Cost about 3,000. No. It wouldn't be, because the Ray-Bans are. Because I've looked at these at Costco, they're $300 or $400. Now the problem with the Ray-Bans, at least the ones I was looking at, they were sunglasses, and they were not. But you can get them as progressives and have lenses inserted in them, and that is more expensive. And that Costco doesn't do that. You have to have that done by an optometrist, and that's probably adds another $400 or $500 onto the glasses, but not in the $3,000 range. But for seniors, can you imagine? I'm not saying this is an application, but that's available now. But when you're walking along, it could also give you awareness of traffic. Maybe you walk into collision, a car could be coming, and your glasses could notify you that, hey, pay attention to what you're doing. You fall, there could be emergency notification on them. I mean, it's something you always have on your face when you're out. So there could be lots of things for seniors that this could really be workable.
Instead of walking with your head down looking at your phone and
Exactly.
walking into a telephone pole, now you can actually see the telephone pole as you walk into it.
Well, yes, that's true, Harry. That's true. Oh, this was very interesting story. Yeah. So this was interesting. So I think everyone will find this article very interesting. So this has to do with charging in your car. Now, how many of you have been driving around with your phone and you need to charge it, and your car maybe has a charging port? You either have it built-in charging port, which could be USB Type C or some of the older Type A, and you want to charge your car, you want to charge your phone, and you plug it in and you charge it. And we all do that. But the thing that happens is that these charging ports have varying degrees of power. And Mike, do you have a charging port in your new truck? Mike, are you there?
Yes.
Do you have a charging port in your new truck?
Yes, I have a USB, a USB-C, and the back seat has two USB-Cs.
Do you know how many watts they charge?
That I do not know. It also has a 15-watt charging pad.
Ah, there you go. So, so the ports, so there's different powers when you're charging, and these chargers in this article will give around 35 watts or 40 watts of power when charging. So you plug this into the existing adapter in your car, and it gives you a much stronger or higher powered charge. So you get a quick charge basically on your phone. And so it charges up in much less time, because the ones in the cars, particularly older cars, can be 5 watts, 2.5 watts, really not much power. And so it takes much longer to charge your phone. So if you're going from A to B and hey, I got to get my phone charged, that's really slow charging. Whereas using one of these chargers, there's 3 that this article lists, is that it can give you 30 to 40 watts of power to charge your phone. So this is a good idea, particularly if you're on the go and you're often in your car and you need it to get charged quickly.
Yeah,
and Mike says,
in my car, I know if I see the battery's getting low and I want to use it, I plug it in and still have the phone on, and it barely creeps up and adds any power to it. It just doesn't lose any.
Right. So the first one, the Anchor one, gives 45 watts of power for charging. So so if you're on the go and you're in the car for an hour driving somewhere, you plug it in and you're going to get fast charging on it. You're probably going to get a good charge on your phone when you're and you got to get out and run. So so anyway, just remember the adapters in your car, depending how old your car is. Well, Mike's got a brand new car, right? And he's brand new truck. And what do you say, 15 watts?
I think that the charging pad, the wireless pad, is 15
It's
watts.
15 watts, yeah. So these would be three. So this charger would be 3 times. The Anchor one would be 3 times is more powerful to charge. So think about that. If you are charging your car and your phone, and you do want to have a faster charge, these 3 adapters would be good choice for you.
This one, I'm not familiar with it, but it sounded like, according to the article, a sock knitting bean beat AI in the App Store. Apparently, it's the most widely downloaded app in both the Apple and the Google stores, and it's some kind of a cartoonish thing. I have not. I guess a game, but I have not used it. But you might have an idea of what's going on if you run across it. It is apparently very popular. Are you familiar with it, Ron, at all?
No.
Okay, and then this was install these iPhone, Mac, and iPad security patches right now. iOS is 18.6.2, the Mac OS Sequoia 15.6.2, and the iPad OS 18.6.2. Apparently, there's some serious security issues, and you need to update. So if you've got an iPad and you haven't updated it in a while because you don't like to update, you might want to think about it. And Ron, this I found for you. The lawnmower. This guy's been using the robot lawnmowers all summer, and here's what you need to know before getting one.
So listen here, I've been thinking about this for so long, and I'm really itching to get one. There's just to let everyone know, there's sort of 2 philosophies on these mowers. The first is they're actually, the first group is more reasonably priced, but these work on perimeter wires. So basically, you have to set wires in your lawn, and in that is the perimeter that it goes around, and it won't go outside of these wires. So, and they have companies now that come out and actually lay these wires for you. They actually have a little trenching machine, and they will put the wires all around your property, and then that's what keeps your mower in. And these work quite well. There's nothing wrong with them, and they can be purchased for around $1,000. But that's really not where you want to be. You want to get the next level up, which unfortunately goes up to $3,000 or $4,000, and that's where they're geo fenced from satellites, right? In other words, you have Google Maps, or you have a mapping service on it, and it stays within that, just like a robotic vacuum, right? And I've got lots of robotic vacuums, and they're all geo fenced based on mapping of your house, and it would be mapping of your yard. But that goes up to $3,000 or $4,000, and I'm probably just going to mow my grass for that. So there's two philosophies, right? So if you are thinking of getting into this,
if you don't have either of those, all of a sudden 3 of your neighbors come by with money for mowing their lawn.
Yeah, right. Oh, we should, before we get moving further, any final comments because we're moving back into our last 15 minutes.
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me just hit the button there. Let's see what we've got. We skipped a couple, so let me go back and get those. Right there.
Murray Strom, good morning from Victoria, BC. Hello, Murray. Mike Ungerman, Proton VPN is free for limited capability, including 4 paid plans with all features. Okay. Mike Saunders, Huey, teach Ron how to get the screen like yours. Murray says that is not true. For example, if you have Proton Mail, there is a free version of VPN, though it isn't that useful because it's too difficult for a Canadian, even in the US location. I've used SSD health checking quite often. Elvis says, I saw the older female was wearing Ray-Ban.
Yeah, we already did that one, yeah. And
I'll take your bet, Ron. I won't have any Meta product. Yeah. Any quick charge device I use with my Pixel 8 heats it up to the point that the phone shuts down and won't charge until it cools off again. Mike Saunders, keep your engine running if you're charging at 35 watts. Well, yeah, and I don't know about, and that is, I know that Pixel has a lot of trouble, particularly Pixel 8, with overheating and charging. That is a problem. I'm suspecting probably the 10 they're going to solve a lot of those problems. Deb Shannon, hi guys from Dunedin, Florida. Hot.
And we're caught up.
Excellent.
And let's see, this is mine as well. And this was from PC Magazine. Here's how to quickly pair your new Bluetooth headphones or earbuds to your phone or computer. So if you've had problems with some of the newer Bluetooth headsets or earbuds, you might want to read the article. And should you pick up how to find out who's calling you? Get a random call from an unknown number. Here's how to do a reverse phone lookup. T-Mobile has one that I subscribe to, and most of the time it just says it's a general number. Sometimes it'll give me a company, but the only time it'll give me a name that it belongs to is if somebody spoofed the number. But if it's somebody just calling from one of those call machines, it just says it's from whatever city. Now, the trick that I use by default is I moved to this area from Orlando. Orlando's area code is 407. And so my phone is area code 407, but I'm living in 941 area code. So, and I probably shouldn't say this out loud because if somebody hears it, they'll know. But all of my spam calls all come from 407. So if you're not in my address book and have a 407 number, I'm not picking up. Because I know that the 9 out of 10 times or 99 out of 100, it's going to be spam. So sometimes you're better off having a phone from a different area than the one you're living in just for that reason. Look for the best AI writing help. And this guy wrote an article on 5 of the biggest apps to test to the test. So if you're looking for writing help, you might want to read the article. It tells you which AI article writing programs are the best. And Ron, this is you.
Yep, Amazon. The August Samsung updates arrive for new devices, so check your Samsung phone. There should
I have
be,
to do that. Yep.
Yeah, there's the updates are there, so you should be doing that. This is if you use, I use this as well. Files by Google. This is for your mobile device. If you're using the app called Files by Google, update it. There's a new redesign, and it's a very popular app. And I think I'm not even sure if it's maybe on Pixel phones it's there by default, but it's available, and it's a file management for your phone, and it works very well. So there's an update and new features on that. And this we talked about, I think, last week. Apple's Blood Watch oxygen feature returns. So this is an update in the operating system on your watch. Basically, I told you before, the reason Apple had to take it off the last group of watches was they didn't own it. They shouldn't have been using it, right? It wasn't theirs. But who anyway, the Apple's big company. Anyway, they were going to get their butt sued off. So all of a sudden it went away. And I guess they created their own or whatever, or bought the company, and probably bought the company and assimilated it in. And now they're turning it back on. Okay. So that's happening. We're going to talk about this a little bit more. I'm probably going to do a big video about Galaxy's watch innovative sensor breaks new ground. There's a whole bunch of new sensors and new technology on the Apple Watch, the new Apple Watch 8, and it's lots of cool stuff happening there. But I want to just remind everybody, if you are thinking about buying a Galaxy Watch, please remember that the sensors and all the health data only works on a Samsung phone that has the Samsung Health operating system, Samsung Health app on it. All right. It will not work on other phones. It's got to have the Samsung Health app running. So don't be, you definitely need a Samsung phone. Google Wallet added support for the 8th state, which is Montana. Google Wallet, friend, is now rolling out support for Montana State ID. Now is available on the Apple or the Google Wallet. So here I had lunch yesterday with a good friend of mine who's going to Europe on a cruise, and he proudly showed me even though I paid for lunch, he proudly showed me his phone and his new Google Wallet, where he's put all his credit cards in and got everything organized for international travel after he watched a video I made. So he watched our video and he's all set to go on his trip, and he's got his Apple Wallet or his Google Wallet all organized.
The key to it is, though, a lot of people don't have, when they open their phone up, they're directly on the phone. They don't have a PIN or a password. And boy, if you're going to do this, you really need to have, you need to be well password protected.
Well, what you need to know, what everyone needs to know, is it won't work. So both Google Wallet and Apple Wallet and Samsung Wallet, they're all security protected. Is if it won't let you install the app or use the app unless you have set up biometric login. All right. So if you have it set up and you have all that done, and then you turn it off, the app, you can't see anything. The app won't work. It's all encrypted. You can't see anything with the app. There's nothing that you can see.
Okay, good.
So you have to have it all turned on and it's the same with Samsung, same with Google, and same with Apple. It must be turned on before the app will work. This gives you a bit of why 15% of customers are still skeptical about mobile wallets, and there are and they looked at the reasons why. A lot of it is misinformation, It's far more secure than any other traditional types of payment we have. And as Bill James said, when he went to France, he said, "My God, everyone's tapping and paying there." Then he went to Nicaragua, and he said, "I can't believe it. I was out in the jungle in this little town, and I used tap and pay." It's the way you should be using your data now. Yes, Apple Wallet app just made Amazon returns easier, and more is coming. The app is now going to actually so the wallet will actually get the information and track your return and let you know when it's being processed back into your credit cards. So it'll all happen automatically.
Okay, and before we finish up, I do want to remind everybody, please click the thumbs up to like this event. It helps us tremendously with these services. It doesn't cost you anything to hit the thumbs up, so please do so.
Got time for one more?
I think so.
So this is a new feature coming out on Google Wallet, where it's going to search all your email and find any passes. Like if you have a pass for suppose for example you're going to a show and you get your ticket sent to you by email, it will automatically find that and put it in your Google Wallet for you. I think that's sort of cool, Any passes, it does it all automatically.
We got a minute or two left, so let's keep going.
Keep going. Don't know what that's all about. Let's skip that one.
Well, Grammarly says this AI agent can predict an A paper. Grammarly,
Oh, right. Yeah. I don't, is Grammarly still, I don't use Grammarly anymore.
I stopped using it as well, but it's still very widely used. There is a charge for it. It's not free, I don't believe.
Yeah.
But apparently it is very widely used and very considered a very good program, an app to use.
Yeah, Microsoft added Excel can now use Copilot to help fill in spreadsheet cells. So if you say, you can tell it what you want to do and it'll fill the cells in. Have you've done that, haven't you? You use spreadsheets.
Yeah, but I don't use it to fill in sheets. But a couple of times I've used it to, I can't remember the term now, where you take where the columns and the rows and you want to switch them. So the columns become the rows become the columns. There's a term for that, and you can very easily do it using Copilot now.
I think so. I think what this will do is you just tell Copilot what you want to put in the spreadsheet, and it'll create create that for you.
Yeah, we already talked about. Yeah,
we talked about that. Yeah, no, this was really interesting. The source, Apple launched a program in Canada for helping customers with self-repairing devices. You got to be nuts. So when they looked at this before, and I think it was Paul Thurrott talked a little bit about this a couple of years ago with Apple doing this. You needed $10,000 worth of equipment to actually do this. And Apple would send you the equipment, but you had to pay the $10,000 on your credit card. And if it was not shipped back by a certain date, you were 1 day late, then you bought the equipment, right? And you had to buy all this equipment to bring it to your house, set it up so you could take the screen off. And if you screwed it up and you didn't, and you broke the screen or something taking it off, then you had to buy another one and you had to re-rent all the stuff. Like, why wouldn't you just take it down to your local fix-it store and get it done?
But your local fix-it store is being a part of this program, and so they're putting the money up to do it.
Maybe.
So you don't have to send it back to Apple. You can have it.
All right. Okay, that's another way to look at it. Sure.
Yeah.
I think we're at top of the hour. It's time for us to go.
Yeah, I think we're there too. Let's see. There's one last one here. I guess it's you. Yeah.
Yeah. So they dropped the backdoor demand. Do you remember the UK was going to? They were demanding a backdoor access, and they figured out with Apple it's probably not such a good idea, so they dropped it. I thought that was sort of interesting. So it's still going to be totally encrypted.
And what I was trying to think of, Mike Sanders came it up as the pivot table, where you're switching the rows and the columns.
Okay.
You pivot the table.
Right. Okay, listen, I will. We'll just let's have a look here. We'll. Where are we here? Take yours off. Where did we go? How do we remove yours? Where is yours here?
I'll find it.
Oh, here it is, right here. There we go. All right, very good. Anyway, well, thank you everyone for coming today. We'll be talking next week all about, of course, the iPhone. Will the iPhone be better than the Pixel? Don't know. We'll have to see. And we'll talk soon. And don't forget, come and see us on Monday. Thank you, Huey, for being here. And
let's talk AI tomorrow.
Oh, that's
and,
right.
Right. And I've sent out the newsletter to people that I have on my list. If you had asked for a request to be part of my the Let's Talk AI program and did not receive it, that means I either missed that request or misplaced it. So send me an email at huey.net between now and tomorrow morning, and I will send you a copy of the newsletter, which has the link in it.
Thank you, Mike Lehman. We'll talk to you. We'll see you, Mike. So, of course, we'll have our music outro for our Monday show. So thank you, Mike, for getting that organized. We'll see everybody in another week's time. Bye now.
Have a good weekend.
Bye, everybody.